Sanjay is on a mission to make testers and developers' life easy. He has invented and created the Selectors Hub and ChromePath single-handedly, which is being used more than 500,000 testers and developers in more than 180 countries, almost in every software company of the world. Today, Sanjay would be speaking on I'm scared to lose skill by using automation skill tool. So we have an interview recorded for Sanjay if you would like to know more about him. I will share the link shortly. Over to you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Harpreet. Everyone, very good afternoon. Hope you all are doing good. So we have a perception like if we will use a tool or something, we will be losing our skills. Harpreet, just confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Hello and welcome must be visible to you, right?
That's correct.
Perfect. Okay, so today we'll talk about we are scared to lose skills by using an automation tool. I might not be able to make 100% you to prove this, but I will try to change your perception and thought process of our community by giving an innovative solution to you, and hopefully you will understand like why I'm saying so. Whenever we talk about any automation tool, the sole purpose of any automation tool is to save time. Suppose in automobile industry, they use the robots and all to assemble a vehicle. Imagine if we would be doing this task, will there be so many vehicles? No, hardly you will be able to produce one or two vehicles in a month or year. If you will be like manually everything doing. To do the mass production, we need the automation tool. Similarly, like in automation industry, if we talk about something, mostly these terms like scaling of losing skills in automation testing word, if it specifically talks about automation testing, we have this fear in XPath and selectors losing skills. We all say that we should write our own XPath. We should not use any automation tool. We should not use any automation tool for selectors writing. This is still being said that. And in fact, like somewhere I was also agree with this terminology when I used to write the automation script. And the survey says that almost 80% people wants to write their own selectors. And in fact, they write their own selectors in their ways. And when we write our own selector, how do we write the selectors? We used to go to console. Let me show you. If we have to write an XPath for this element, what we used to do, this is a standard process which everybody follows. We used to inspect this element, Command F, and when we start writing the selectors, something like this. This is how we do. And to get some values, because this has been scrolled down, we have to copy these values, and this is how we are writing the selectors. But this in 2020, this is something like writing an XPath value in Notepad, like writing code in Notepad. Why I'm saying so? Because if you see that, if you write the code in Notepad, how do you do that? Like in place of using a Smart IntelliJ, if you will start typing the code, will it be ever possible that you can complete a code or a class or a test case in quick time? Like in 1 minute, you would never be able to finish. Because when you write a code in Smart IntelliJ, you get the auto suggest, right? And that makes your writing code very fast. Can you imagine writing code here in Notepad? Will you be able to write the code here and finish your coding fast? No, this is so much time waste. Same way we are wasting time here in writing selectors as well. So on an average, how much time do we are spending today? This is a survey says that almost like few people say that we waste 5 to 10 minutes of time. This is a LinkedIn survey where people are actually telling about it. Like we waste 5 to 10 minutes. Somebody says 1 to 2 minutes or 3 to 4 minutes, like that. This much time we are wasting. And why we are writing our own XPath? Because we will lose our skill. And what is the meaning of when they say that we should write our own selector, own XPath? They are actually saying that we should write our XPath here in Chrome DevTools. They are not saying that we should write our XPath here in Notepad. We are also saying that we should write our XPath in Chrome DevTools. That means we should use a tool which is a Chrome Dev, which is a browser dev tool. But we don't know that what wrong things we are learning from there, what all missing things what are wrong things, what are misconceptions we have learned from the Chrome DevTools. Now, here is a new reality. Keeping all these feedback, all these surveys in mind, I have invented a new tool, a new innovation, which will be helpful in writing and building your own XPath without compromising learning skills just in 5 seconds. This is a complete new reality. It is not like any other XPath tool. This is Selectors Hub, an innovation-inspired automation. Now let me show you how it has changed the world and how quickly you can build the XPath. Like we were writing this XPath here, but after installing Selectors Hub, I will show you how you can install and all. So this is so quick here. You will see that here you see you have to just inspect this element. For now, you can keep it off. Here you see when you will start typing here, you see that you start getting auto-suggested here. Something like an Smart IntelliJ. Like when you in Smart IntelliJ, when you start typing here, you see that you start getting the auto-suggest and you can select those values, right? Same you can do it here. You can select this value. As soon as you start typing, you get the auto-suggest along with their occurrences. You see that this XPath function is one matching node. So this one, this is 2, 3 like that. So you need not to copy the value from the Chrome DevTools, and it is really quick because when you start typing here in DevTools, Chrome DevTools, it used to scroll up and down. So that's where it is really helpful. Like in just, without here you are building your own XPath as well as you are saving time. So this is really innovative and the very first smart editor for selectors. And this has solved so many problems. Like suppose let me tell you the misconception we have learned till date from Chrome DevTools. In an interview, like this is a very frequently asked question that how many links on this page, and nobody ever cared that why many times we got rejected when somebody asked this question and we have given the answer correct, but still we got rejected. Why? Because what we do, we immediately start doing that Command F and /A here. It is showing 81. But actually there are not 81 links on this page. Let me take, because it is showing link and link here. Let me take a better example here on test project website. If you open Chrome DevTools and do Command F, somebody asks you how many links on this page, you do Command F and /A here. It is showing 124 links. So you know that there are not 124 links. This is also matching the string as well. Wherever it will find /A, a matching string, substring, it will start showing that as a matching node. There are not 124 links. This is wrong. Chrome DevTools or browser DevTools is not wrong. Their functionality is correct, but our understanding, we should understand that, because many times beginner doesn't understand that Chrome DevTools or browser DevTools also works on search functionality and XPath tool or DevTools to verify selectors. So wherever it will match that string, it will show that as a matching. While if you actually want to know how many links on this page of test project, what you do, you just type in selectors of /A and it will give you the correct number of link on this page, 123 links on this page. If you go on any page, it will give you the correct number of that. So this is where it is. We talk about, like, many people doesn't know how to like what is the right XPath of SVG element or Shadow DOM. So many things are there which were never possible. We never knows that what is the right pattern of writing SVG element. I'm not sure like how many of you are aware that SVG are not supported by Chrome DevTools or browser DevTools where you write the XPath, because they have the different pattern itself to write the selectors. If you right click on this and copy XPath, let me paste it here. This is the value you are getting it from here. So you see that this is the wrong pattern. It is showing 0 of 0. But if you paste that same value here in selectors hub, you would be able to learn this invalid SVG XPath format. So basically what we have learned till date was not everything was correct. We have considered writing our own XPath as an standard, that we should write our own XPath. And we were using blindly DevTools as an verifying our XPath in selectors. And we always suggest that. But not anymore. We have now the next level innovation selectors of which will help you to learn as well as you to verify your selectors and to save a huge amount of time at the same time. So you here from here you would be able to learn that this is an invalid SVG XPath pattern. Then you must be thinking what is the right pattern. You just start typing, it will suggest you the right pattern of SVG XPath. Here you can build your own. And if you feel that this is not you are not able to make it unique, you just put the cursor in the beginning, open parenthesis, and there it will give you. As well, it gives you the auto generated as well. So that also, like if you are an expert and you want to save your time, you can just anytime you can pick those values right from there, and you can directly use them. Because many a times, like I'm an expert, I know how to write XPath and all. I don't want to waste more time. So okay, I can take these values and I can click and copy these values. I want to write my own. You can take it off, make it off. So it is very user friendly. So basically, the thing what I'm trying to make here is that now there should not be any fear on this, that if we will use an XPath tool, then we will lose our skills. You see that you are able to like save your time. You are able to learn new things. If you make anything wrong in your selector, like earlier what used to happen, whenever we copy, like we are debugging our script and we copy some value from here, from our script, and we paste it in here in DevTools to verify whether XPath is correct or not, whether XPath is finding any matching nodes or not, right? It is showing 0 of 0. What immediately our action will be, we used to start writing new selector thinking that this is 0 of 0 matching, which is wrong process actually. If you copy and paste the same XPath value here, you see that selectors will let you know that close square bracket is missing. Don't waste time to rewrite the new XPath, fix this one. This might work. So you can see that, okay, this is the one. If anything missing, this is the very first innovation, which gives you the proper compilation error, that what is wrong in your selector, so that you can fix it. If you do anything wrong, if you are new and you want to explore like what is possible, what is not possible, you just play around. It will help you to learn. Chrome DevTools or any tool or anything like your notepad will not help you to learn about writing XPath, right? So this is a basically guide. Now that term has changed that we should not use the tool. Here is an innovation, because over the time, things come, innovation comes, which helps us to evolve, which saves us some time to like learn something else, right? If you would have not used, let's say, Selenium or any something good which is saving your time today, were we able to learn something else? Like you know how to walk. If you keep walking, if you keep going to your hometown by walk, will you be ever able to do something else? If you will not take flight, you will be wasting a lot of time. So we should understand like at what time we should use what to save our time, so that we can learn something else. Use wisely that what should be used to enhance your skills, to save your time. So that's how like the idea behind the selector sub is that to save a lot of time for you, to make you perfect in your learning XPath and selectors, and to make your robust script. Now, if you suppose you have learned that and you know how to write the selectors, you can turn it on and you can take the like auto-generated all possible selectors, as well as it helps you to learn about that, like how many selectors are possible for this inspected element over here. So you just inspect that element, any element here, you see that it gives you all possible selector, and in fact it gives you the best robust relative CSS selector, relative XPath, JSPath, free, I mean Sling text, partially, whatever is possible, it will give you all possible selector along with their occurrences. You can also generate with a specific attribute, like you want with some specific attribute that you can pass here. You can generate with command. So a lot of features are there that you can keep exploring. Another good thing about selectors, of which it had made possible, which was never possible, was the verifying the selectors for shadow DOM elements. How can we learn about that? Trust me, it was never possible to verify selectors for shadow DOM elements. Then how people were doing till date? You must be having the question that then how people were doing till date. They used to write as selectors by hit and trial here, use it in their script, execute their script, see whether that works or not. That was the only way to verify selectors for shadow DOM elements, which used to waste huge amount of time, because if you, let's say for an example, if you copy the XPath from here for this element and paste it here, it will show you 0, 0. Let me copy the CSS selector and see what it is giving. Chrome DevTools, you cannot verify in browser DevTools selectors for Shadow DOM elements. Neither it will tell you the information whether this element is inside Shadow DOM or not. Here you just open selectors up. Just in a single click, you would be able to learn that this element is inside. This is telling you that this is inside Shadow DOM. It gives you the possible selector, CSS selector. It gives you the information that this element is inside Shadow DOM, and for such elements, XPath won't support. And these are all possible selectors here. So just in single click, without wasting a single second of time, you got to know that what all selectors are possible. You got to know about this concept that XPath are not supported by Shadow DOM, or Shadow DOM doesn't support XPath. You can also write your own XPath over here, like you just type hash. If ID will be there, it will come with that. If your class is there, that will come. If you just start typing, it will start auto suggesting. If you write XPath over here, it will tell you that exact error message that XPath doesn't support Shadow DOM, so that you also able to learn from there. So this is really helpful in those concepts and saves a huge amount of time along with the learning. Then there are some situations where it was like Shadow DOM, it was never possible. This is the only innovation. Selector sub is the only innovation which made it possible to write the selectors for Shadow DOM. Now problems come when we have to write selectors for drop-down values, drop-down elements. How to write the selectors for Shadow DOM elements? Okay, so there is a, let's say suppose here are some drop-down elements. Now you have to write selectors for these elements. How do we write that? We right click, inspect this element. Okay, this element is present in the DOM. We can write the selector for this element. But there are elements which are not at all, which used to get disappear when you inspect them, like this kind of element. Suppose if we have to write XPath for this element here on flipkart.com dropdowns, inspect this element. This element is not appearing in the DOM, and you cannot inspect that this way as well. Like here in Chrome, you cannot inspect the drop-down values straightforward. There are some way hacking and all. You can do that, but not straightforward. We can inspect such elements. Then in that case, how can we do that? Actually, there is no way. Like you can go and stop the script and then make it appear. That is another way, but simply you cannot do straightforward unless you will not waste 2-3 minutes of your time. So here is an amazing thing from Selectors Hub, which can save a huge amount of time. You just right click on this, copy any of these selectors. You can copy this, come here. You can see that you got the value of selector, paste it here. You see that right now it is showing 0 of matching node, washing machine, but actually it is the XPath for that element. Now if you press enter, you will find, because when you hover on that element, this element, that time this DOM is loading. But when you remove your mouse, it used to get away. So this is showing 0. So this way, it will help a lot to save your time in this kind of situation where you have to write the XPath for dynamic elements or invisible elements. It saves a huge amount of time. And the good part about Selectors Hub is that it is completely customizable. You can customize everything here in this innovation. Like as well as it also supports iframe and frame as well. So suppose if any element is inside iframe or frame, it will give you everything, like the XPath for the element which are XPath for the element which you have inspected, this one, as well as the iframe XPath inside which it is, along with the information that this is an inside iframe. So all the information you got from the Selectors Hub just in single click, without wasting any time, and saves a huge amount of time. And if you're a beginner, you are able to learn that, okay, this element is inside iframe, because if you're writing your automation script today and you don't know about iframe, SVG, Shadow DOM, how to write selectors for them, how to verify selectors for them, then in that case, you will be wasting a huge amount of time while writing the first test case itself. And maybe sometimes people turn out to give up. Okay, I'm not able to do that. because selectors are the most challenging part in writing automation script. So this saves a huge amount of time and help you a lot in your learning. So basically, selector sub has changed that definition, and it made it possible to come out from that era that we should not use any XPath tool, because it helps you and helps you in learning, tells you what's wrong in your selector, made it possible what were not possible with the help of dev tools. It gives you the right information, because earlier, I mean, can you imagine that who can tell you that what's wrong in my selectors before? It was never possible. Like whenever we ask someone, they should, are you crazy? No, not at all possible. So that's what it made it possible. Like before, it was never possible. Like suppose you have to get all the header text or class value. Suppose you have to get all the title value of link here in this page. So /a, and we can write like this, right? @title. Was it possible? It is giving you 2 of 10 matching means 10 matching nodes. But if you get you need all the titles only, you just paste this here and it will give you all the titles of a tag, anchor tag here. You can fetch those values here right away. You need all the header titles. If there will be any, it will give you. You need all the text of headers, that you can get it from here. So this way it is really helpful and saves a huge amount of time and help you in learning, saving time, building your own XPath, what wrong misconception you have learned from Chrome DevTools till date, that all it has resolved. So yes, we need not to afraid that we will lose our skills by using an automation tool or XPath tool. Trust me, it will help you to learn your and building your skills. You use an XPath tool selector sub, it will help you to learn and write your own XPath, saves a huge amount of time, and this is a community innovation for the community by the community. How to install selector sub? It's very simple. You just go to selectorsub.com, whichever browser you want, you can install it with the same functionality. It is available for all the browsers: Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Opera. So here you can find all these download links. Click any of these, whichever you want to download, and do watch this video tutorial. There are so many amazing features which I might not have explained here. Security, it is the most secure plugin. You need not to worry about security. It runs only on your local, so and it doesn't save any user data. There's no security issue at all, and there's no performance issue at all. Huge thanks to all the sponsors, ATA, Test Project, and all the patron out there, CPSAT. I would request you, the community, please help the community by letting them know about this new innovation, and this is absolutely free. I'm working full-time on this innovation, Selector Hub. No license required to use. If you want to be a sponsor or patron, please support and be a patron of Selector Hub. It will be really helpful. With that, thank you so much. My heartfelt gratitude, and thank you all for joining. Huge thanks to Adit, ATA, GTR. Thank you so much, guys. You can follow me and reach out to me anytime. I'm available here for you. Any question, feel free to ask me.
Hello, Sanjay. We have got 2 questions. If you can see my screen.
Okay, so this is, thank you, Karthik, for this question. Actually, good you asked this. This is for web application, desktop web, and mobile web. Right now, it doesn't support APM and Android automation tool. No, so web application, whether it is the desktop and mobile web. For a tester who is learning how to use XPath, how easy it is for someone to start using selectors to become an expert. It is very easy, straightforward. You can start. Just watch the video tutorial given on selectors YouTube channel and website as well, right there. And there is no science. You just start typing // and that's all. There you go. Everything, it is self-explanatory, and it will help you to learn. Anything wrong you will do, like I showed you in my presentation, anything wrong you will do, it will help you, and it will give you the exact, that is the beauty of selector sub, that it will give you the exact error message that what is wrong you are doing. Like after / what you should do. If you have typed close bracket, it will help you what you should type after close bracket. So everything it will help you. What are the upcoming enhancement? There are a number of enhancement coming and new functionality. It is just like maybe 50-60%. I can say that what you are seeing today in Selectors Hub, if you compare from this is recently I have launched it in end of July, 29th of July. So from that day, if you compare the today's Selectors Hub, it's like completely different altogether. So I'm keep on enhancement and adding new functionality, and whatever feedbacks from you guys are coming, I keep adding them. So it is all like what you guys want, what community wants, whatever feature you want. Yeah. And amazing features are there in the pipeline.
We have other questions.
Where can we see the window ID in Selectors Hub? I didn't understand exactly what is the window ID means. If you are asking that where we can find the Selectors Hub tab. So if you open right click and inspect, and in the DOM, it will be the last sidebar. If you didn't get it right there in your system, please refer the attached screenshot in the Selectors Hub and refer the video tutorial. What is the toughest challenge for you? So there were like a lot of challenges were there when I started working on this. So yes. Can we get unique CSS selector using Selectors Hub? Yes, it gives the unique and most robust CSS selector out there. Like you compare with any other tool, so it gives the unique CSS selector. It actually gives the relative CSS selector out there, not just the selected CSS selector. It gives the relative CSS selector, very optimized. So yes, there was a question always that whether CSS selector is faster in the performance or XPath is faster in the performance. So yes, considering that thought in the mind, it has that CSS selector, relative CSS selector. So coming back to your question, Aditya, what is the toughest challenge for you? So the toughest challenge was to, and the idea behind Selectors Hub was that how can we change the perception of our community that it is not the right phrase, that we should not use an XPath tool to write our XPath, because we are all are just like, I found everybody blindly saying that we should not use an XPath tool. We should write our own XPath tool. But when we say that we should write our own XPath, what does that mean of like writing our own XPath? That means we are saying that we should write our XPath in browser dev tools. Basically, we are saying to use a tool to write XPath, but what are wrong things we are learning from there? What are wrong things we are doing from there? So that also we should explain. So that was the toughest part, and is still that is the toughest part for me to like, how can I let everybody understand, and how can community support me to spread this word to everyone that no, that is not the right thing, and here is the right thing. Because when an innovation comes in the market, it takes some time to reach to everyone. Because when we start writing the code in Notepad, right, because in the beginning IntelliJ Smart Editor were not there, we were writing code in Notepad, like we are writing XPath and selectors in DevTools today. Now Selectors Hub came, so that time also IntelliJ or Eclipse or whatever Smart Editor came first, they must have faced this issue to let everyone understand that what is the value of these Smart Editor. Same is with the Selectors Hub. So I will have to make everybody understand, and we will have to make everyone understand what is the importance of this, how much time we can save, and how can we evolve with these things. Can we get the unique CSS selectors? Yes. So that was the last question, I guess. With that, thank you. I guess if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me, any of the media, social media platform. You have my email, my all the social media platform, I'm all available. And when you install Selectors Hub, right there in the footer, all the important links are there. So feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, Sanjay.